7 years ago, I started a group called Expand Reid Park, and our goal was to convert the golf courses into regular park land because we want to create an epic park. We want to create a great, iconic park in the heart of Tucson, something that would put Tucson on the map. We want a world-class city park here.
Daniel was actually agitating to have the city take another look at these golf courses to the east here, considering Tucson's need for recreational space, the status of Reid Park, the history of Reid Park. There's really not a place in the central city with this much contiguous space. From the more we looked at Tucson, the more we could see Tucson is a really underserved community when it comes to public parks, that they've really done a very mediocre, to be generous, job at providing these kinds of spaces for the public. And here's this wonderful piece of land here with a city golf enterprise that is losing money, and all of these developments, the trolley was going in, these plans for the Broadway corridor were happening, and we had a group and we started visualizing all these different possibilities for this park and trying to raise awareness as to how much more we could do with this space for the community, and that Tucson really could benefit so much more than it has previously understood from a really well-planned master, premier, banner, flagship Central Park.
Reid Park is a really great park. It's already the most popular park in Tucson, but we think it can be a lot better. Fast forward to 2021. The zoo wants to expand because they want to become a world-class zoo. Right now, what they want to do is they want to take Barnum Hill to my right and the South Duck Pond to my left and create a new exhibit there. We do not support this plan. We do not support any plan that shrinks this park, especially a plan that takes away what many Tucsonans believe is the best feature of the park. When I was a kid, my grandma used to take me here.
We come here once a week because we live in the neighborhood. It's a place where I can run around and have a lot of fun.
I really like the park because there's a great big lakes full of ducks, turtles, and fish.
So I like watching the birds and the turtles in the pond because they are so cute.
I like to see the ducks in the water and all the people having fun.
It's a very nice place to chill off and watch the ducks. Really fun.
We're arborists and we're just having fun. So we're climbing these trees because this is some of the best climbing in all of Tucson. Even Phoenix knows about this hill. The Arizona Tree Community Council, they plan their climber specials here and their competitions. This tree right behind us is probably the biggest tree in all of Tucson. I climb it personally because it's just so magnificent. I bring my buddies around to let them experience it and just to see the magnificent view of the city. It's a 360 view.
Well, this is the heart of Tucson, easily. It's hard to beat the refuge of the shade with these trees. I love this park. I couldn't imagine Tucson without this. This is literally what I think of when I think of Tucson.
These trees are incredible. They're decades old. These are not new trees. And I've heard some people say, well, if we get rid of these trees, we can plant new trees. And it just does not work that way.
So if you chop these trees down here, you're gonna affect the underground network. It's a fungal network and it's interconnected to all these trees going all the way out there. This right here is Big Mama. This is the mother tree, and it's responsible for taking care of the seedlings and younger trees around here. So if you take these out, mark my words, years to come, a lot of these trees around here are gonna start dying and succumbing to stress, because when stress happens like drought, this tree helps the other, sicker trees or, baby trees, and it gives them nutrients under the ground. So you take this out, you're essentially, signing the death warrant for a whole lot of these trees surrounding the area.
We need to preserve the trees that we have here because it's a treasure. In Tucson, we live in a desert. A water feature and old trees in the desert are precious. And we shouldn't be flippant about that. It's a big deal to get rid of this precious place that we have here. We shouldn't do that without community input, and unfortunately, the zoo plan was done without community input. But the reality is that nearly no one knew about the plan to take over Barnum Hill and the duck pond.
I'm a very informed voter, and when this came on the bill for the funds for helping the zoo, I was all for it. But they did not disclose that they were going to turn this area that we people have been utilizing for generations.
My biggest concern about the zoo expanding is that people did not vote for this. The proposition that was giving the zoo the money to have capital improvements of the zoo was what people were voting on. So if anybody is saying, oh, well, the community already voted for this to take out the Barnum Hill and the duck pond and cut all the trees, that's just not true. So that's like bottom line. So the public has not voted on this. They were ill-informed, if they were informed at all, that this area was going to be taken. It's just like the zoo officials just decided they wanted this, and they must have done something that was not that didn't have integrity to take this area. And so it's just not right.
I moved to Tucson in '69 from Louisiana, and I've raised my family here, really close by. And had it not been for this, I think my kids as teenagers would not have had the opportunities. They had to go find some free fun that was healthy. And these trees, I've seen so many birds. We would lose so much if they decided to do this. There's so many other areas that they can take. I recall my daughter was in soccer, but she played at that soccer field that they took for the elephants. That was understandable, but this cannot be replaced. We found other soccer fields for her to play at. This cannot be replaced.
Nobody knew about it, and that's not right. And we believe that once the public knows about it, the public is going to oppose it. If the zoo wants to make a world-class zoo, they should find a better space outside of Reid Park to do that. If they insist on expanding in Reid Park, it's going to come at the expense of green space. Valuable, precious green space in a city that lacks green space. Tucson is far behind other major cities in America for green space. We cannot allow the park to shrink. We need to expand the park.
I'm here today because I am very passionate about saving this duck pond. My friends and I come out here several times a week and just enjoy being near water and nature. This is not something that you normally see in Tucson. I have to feel like there's other options for the zoo to expand than to tear down this beautiful park and basically cause a lot of wildlife to potentially lose their homes or move somewhere else.
If we get rid of this duck pond, a lot of these turtles will die. There's no way they're going to be able to find homes for all these turtles. That's a fact. And I don't think that we should steal from Peter to pay Paul. I don't think it's okay for us to harm some animal habitat in order to create a new artificial animal habitat. It's not right. So when I was a kid around here, they had boats in the duck pond. They had vendors. You could actually buy snacks and stuff here. They don't have that anymore. I think it's time for us to bring that back. A few years ago, we had a vision document of what could be done with this park, and we had a lot of ideas about what could happen. If we convert the golf courses to regular park land, that gives us so much more space that we can use for the public. One of the reasons why we want to convert the golf courses to regular park land is that Reid Park is the most popular place for events, outdoor events. Every year you have walkathons, and with more walking space and more green space, those will become more feasible. It'll be possible to hold multiple events.
It's a beautiful thing out here to be able to experience that kind of stuff, but obviously if you take away something's home, away goes the tenant. It's a fragile ecosystem they're all part of too, and let's face it, we're in the desert. There is nothing wrong with shade and clean air to breathe.
but we've got to do something. They have to do something to work with us, the community.
I'm just glad that we now have a group of people who have spoken up and said this is not the right thing to do.
Expanding Reid Park is not about shrinking Reid Park. So there's no reason, aside from political will, not to be doing something incredible with this space above and beyond what it is now, which has obviously not had a comprehensive plan over in a long, long time. And what's happening with the zoo right now is the antithesis of a comprehensive plan over. It's bad urban development, bad urban planning. We need to do a better job in general. So when the zoo controversy is over, we're hoping to move forward and get a citizens park body, an advisory council, an oversight committee to work with Parks and Rec to keep involvement of citizens at a high level, to keep visioning from citizens at a high level, and really make some positive change.
It's time for us to expand this park, not shrink it.